at the Grass Valley Library. Welcome to Random Acts of Science. Today we are going to be doing a little bit more chemistry. We're going to be studying what an acid and base reaction might look like. In this case, baking baking soda and vinegar, and what happens when we combine the two. We're going to make it extra fun because we're going to be hatching a dinosaur egg as part of our process today. So if you haven't already picked up a bag from the Grass Valley Library or the library nearest you, go ahead and pick one up. You'll see a way to scan the QR code on the front. That'll take you to the YouTube video here where you can do the experiment anytime you like. So let's see what's in the bag today. First of all, there is a list of instructions for how to do this particular experiment, and it begins with a list of things in the bag and a list of things that you're going to need from home. Just a warning, you are going to need quite a few things from home this week because we didn't want to ship them out in the bag, so I'm going to go over that with you. Also, this is a messy experiment, so just be sure that you have some parental supervision and you're in a place where you can make a mess without making a big deal about it. So let's see what's in the bag today. First of all, we have some baking soda. For the record, this is about 1/3 of a box of baking soda. If you want to do this again, and you're more than welcome to, you can make about 3 dinosaur eggs out of one box. So this is enough for 1 egg that you're being sent, but feel free to make some more as you're at it. Also in the bag is a very small dinosaur. Mine is a little spiny red guy. And a pipette. We're going to use this to drizzle some vinegar on our egg to help it hatch. So that's what we've got in the bag. Things that you need from home, you're gonna need a little bit of water, food coloring, that's optional. You can also add glitter or something like that to make this whole process a little more exciting. You're gonna need just some basic white vinegar, nothing fancy. And then you're gonna need a glass dish or a bowl, and a plate and some parchment paper. So you'll see all of that on the list, and we'll go through it here as we do the experiment. So the first thing that you're going to do is take your baking soda and pour it into a bowl. And if you want to color your egg, you're going to need a little bit of food coloring. If you want to do multiple bowls of baking soda with multiple different colors and make a swirly egg or eggs of different colors, feel free to do that. So I'm going to drizzle some food coloring in there. And then this is the part where you also might want some gloves. The food coloring might stain your hands for a couple of days. It'll wash off eventually. But if you do have gloves and you want to wear them, this is the time to put those on. So I'm just going to reach in there and I'm going to mix this up until my baking soda turns a color. Okay, so it might be a little hard to see, but mine is a robin's egg blue, not a dinosaur egg blue, but we'll see what happens when we put some water on it. Maybe it'll make some different colors too. Okay, once you've got that done, you're going to add some water to the baking soda. Water is not going to make any sort of chemical reaction with the baking soda. That's going to happen when you add the vinegar. So this part is just kind of getting us ready. So we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of water. There's 1.5-ish. And I'm going to get back in there and I'm going to stir it up some more. So again, this is where the gloves come in handy. It's going to make a sticky paste, and when it's all nice and pasty, mine's a little wet. I'm going to add a little bit more baking soda to it. Let's try to get a little drier. Okay, there it is. I've got a big blue goopy ball. So I'm going to take about half of that ball, and I'm going to put it in my hand, and I'm going to take my dinosaur and I'm going to stick it in there. And then I'm going to take the rest of the paste and I'm going to form it into an egg. Clean all that stuff off of there. And once it's kind of a ball-shaped egg and the dinosaur is pretty hidden, I'm going to set it on a plate. Take my gloves off. I'm going to set it on a plate and I'm going to put the plate in the freezer. I'm using parchment paper so it doesn't stick to the plate, which is a good idea as well. So I'm going to go stick this in the freezer. I'll be back in just a minute for you, but it needs to freeze for about an hour or more. It can definitely freeze overnight. So when I come back, we'll do the actual hatching. I'm back. It's about an hour and a half later. I've got my dinosaur egg here, and it looks like it's pretty firm. I'm going to go ahead and pop it into this glass dish, and we're going to start hatching the dinosaur egg. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put a little bit of dish soap around the outside of this in the bottom of the bowl, and then we're going to start dropping vinegar onto our egg. I'll get a little closer so you can see what's happening. It's starting to bubble. You can hear it a little bit. Let's see how we're doing here. This is pretty exciting. It looks really cool. You can see what the dish soap is doing is it's making those really fun bubbles here too. I'm not seeing any dinosaur yet, but it sure is fun. Do a little bit more. All right. Well, so just a reminder of what's happening here. When we're putting the base, which is the baking soda, together with the acid, which is the vinegar, that acid, the base, is breaking down into water and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the stuff that's making the fizzy bubbles. So that's our vinegar and baking soda reaction, or acid and base reaction in process right here. So I'm going to keep working at this, and I hope that you're having a good time doing yours as well. Thanks for joining me this week for Random Acts of Science, and we'll see you next week for some more.